Have you ever noticed that in healthcare, two patients can walk in with exact same symptoms, but have completely different diagnoses? A headache could mean dehydration, or stress, or a sinus infection, or something even more serious. The symptom is only the starting point. Good healthcare providers don't stop there. They gather evidence. They look for patterns. They ask better questions before deciding on the next step. I think business finances work the same way. Hi, I'm Kelly Hamrick with Hamrick's Bookkeeping. One of the reasons I love bookkeeping is because it reminds me of solving puzzles. Every transaction is a clue. Every financial report is a piece of evidence. And when you know how to read that evidence, your numbers can tell you where your business is healthy, where it's under stress, and sometimes even reveal problems before you notice them yourself. That's especially true in healthcare practices. I work with medical professionals because they are already familiar with using data to make decisions. Whether you're a chiropractor, a therapist, veterinarian, dentist, or another healthcare provider, you know that good decisions aren't based on assumptions, they're based on evidence. Your business deserves the same approach. One of the biggest mistakes I see business owners make is assuming everything is fine because the schedule is full. Patients are booking appointments. Revenue is growing. The team is busy. On the surface, everything looks healthy, but underneath, something else may be happening. Insurance reimbursements are taking longer. Payroll has quietly increased. Supply costs have kept up over the last 6 months. More patients are canceling at the last minute. Cash feels tighter than it did last year, even though revenue is higher. None of those things seem alarming on their own, but together, they're telling a story. Sometimes business owners tell me, I don't understand why I'm working harder, but it doesn't feel like I'm getting ahead. That's usually where we begin asking better questions. Because revenue by itself doesn't tell us very much. Profit doesn't tell us everything either. Even cash in the bank doesn't tell the whole story. Numbers don't lie, but they don't always tell the truth on their own. One number is simply information. The relationship between many numbers is where the real story begins. When I review financial reports, I'm not just asking, did they make money this month? I'm looking for patterns. Is payroll increasing faster than revenue? Are reimbursements slowing down? Are expenses increasing because the practice is growing? Or because inefficiencies are creeping in? Are certain services becoming more profitable than others? Is cash flow tightening even though profits look healthy? These questions matter because they tell us what is actually happening beneath the surface. And there's another piece we can't ignore, the psychology of money. Business owners don't make decisions using numbers alone. We make decisions based on experiences, fears, assumptions, and emotions. Sometimes we're afraid to raise prices because we worry patients won't stay. Sometimes we delay hiring because payroll feels overwhelming. Sometimes we avoid opening our financial reports because we're afraid of what we might discover. That's human. We all do it. The problem is that assumptions can quietly become the way we run our businesses. Good financial data gives us something incredibly valuable, our evidence. Evidence helps replace fear with confidence. Evidence helps replace its assumptions with understanding. Evidence helps us make decisions because we know, not because we're guessing. That's why I believe bookkeeping should be much more than categorizing transactions. Traditional bookkeeping asks, did everything get recorded correctly? And yes, that's important. But strategic bookkeeping asks 3 different questions. Why did this happen? What does it mean? And what should we do next? Those are the questions that move your business forward, because bookkeeping isn't just about creating reports that sit in a folder until tax season. It's about understanding what your business is trying to tell you. Think about your own practice. If a patient came in to you every month with the same symptoms, you probably wouldn't just treat the symptoms over and over again. You'd want to understand the root cause. Your financial reports deserve the same curiosity. If payroll keeps increasing, why? If insurance reimbursements keep taking longer, why? If profits are shrinking while revenues grows, why? Those answers help you make better decisions. This week, I encourage you to do something a little different. Open your profit and loss statement. Instead of asking, did I make money? Ask these questions instead. What surprised me? What changed from last month? And what pattern keeps repeating? If these numbers belong to someone else's business, what questions would I ask? You'll be surprised how quickly your perspective changes when you stop looking for answers and start looking for patterns. Because I don't believe bookkeeping exists just to prepare taxes. I believe it's one of the most valuable diagnostic tools your business has. Just like lab work doesn't make a diagnosis on its own, your financial reports don't make decisions for you. But they provide evidence. Evidence leads to better questions. Better questions lead to better decisions. And better decisions build healthier, stronger businesses. If you're ready to stop guessing and start understanding what your numbers are trying to tell you, I'd love to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.